What's good, everybody? It's your boy Sunny, and I'm back again with another episode. And today we are here with a very special guest. Today I'm here with my boy Will. What's up, Will?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, bro?
Feeling great. First time getting out in a while and it feels good. Been on like medical, like just stay in bed and rest type of thing for a few months now, a couple months.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into all of that in a bit, but so on this show, Will, what we like to do is we like to talk about our lives. We discuss things that are going on in our lives currently, but we tend to start from the beginning and work our way up to the present day. Uh, but before we get into that, can you let the people know who you are, where you're from, and where they can find you?
So name's Bill. I do social media like you can find me on any single platform, Native Saiyan. A little bit about me is I was 674 pounds and now I'm 399. So I feel good, feel great, a
Congrats.
couple hundred pounds lighter and just enjoying life, trying to be active, actually living life and not just existing. So that feels great.
Nice. Okay. So where you from and where can the people find you? Like, do you have like are you on social media? Let the people know any of your websites like Instagram, YouTube, whatever you got going on.
If you type in Native Saiyan, NativeSaiyan, I should pop up anywhere you type it in, anywhere from Reddit to Instagram to I don't know, Threads, TikTok, everywhere. Same name.
Nice. Okay. Oh, all right. So where did you grow up? Well, Bill, my bad.
A small little Native American reservation in Washington State.
Nice. Okay. So what part of like Washington is that located? Like in the northern part?
Western Washington, where we get all the rain.
Oh, okay. Well, it is kind of rainy up there. I've never been to Washington, but I've been to Portland, and I felt like when I was up there, I was like, yo, I was kind of like, yo, I could see how like some of like the Native American tribes like moved around, like, because it's kind of gloomy if you just stay around in one spot over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so how was it? What tribe do you belong to, or do you know much about anything?
I belong to the Skokomish tribe. We're really small, like basically the bare minimum of being a like nationally recognized tribe.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're that small. Like if you drive by our reservation, if you blink or if you sneeze, you're gonna drive right past us.
Okay, that's cool. But what being sorry, could you say the tribe again? My bad. You said
Skokomish.
Skokomish. Okay,
Yeah.
so so being from that tribe, like what are some of you guys' traditions and stuff?
I I don't do the traditions as much as other people do, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of different like there's different branches of traditions that we do because they yeah. But we do a lot of sweat lodges, we do a lot of fishing, a lot of we don't do powwows, we do potlucks. Powwows are more of a like middle part of the United States, southern and far east. But
Mhm.
because we're more stationary tribes, we do a lot of potlucks and everyone, all the tribes get together. We do the canoe journeys, we do like all sorts of stuff like that.
Nice. That sounds dope as hell. Canoe journeys.
Yeah, yeah. People, we're having one this summer in like up north a little ways, but people from all over, from anywhere from Hawaii to New Zealand to Canada to like people from all over, like anywhere from the Pacific Ocean, they paddle their canoes up to this area.
So they travel on the in the canoe all the way up.
Yep,
Nah,
yep.
dope as hell. So is this like a canoe like potlucks? Is it like is it usually in your area?
It's they every year it's a different destination.
Okay.
Yeah, because one day it'd be in like Muckleshoot, next time it'll be like up in Canada, next time it'll be like near me, next time it'll like it's all over. So every tribe has a chance to host some sort of canoe journey type of thing.
Okay. So growing up so you grew up in the reservation?
Yep.
Okay, so how was that? Could you like take me back to those times?
It very much like a big, huge family. Everyone looked out for everyone because we are so small. Like when I grew up, we had like 12 streets, 15 streets, and like you know where everyone was because all the bikes were at that one house.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. So being that it was so small, was it typically like one major friend group, or was it?
It was, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd get together and hook up our Xbox and Xbox 360s and just play around, maybe at like the community center or something like that, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay, dope. So how was it like typically like structured under like reservations? For the audience that may not know, I don't know either, but like is it just like a typical town? Like and like do you guys I've heard like you guys have like your own like laws or like a own police or something like that, maybe?
Yeah, we have our own police, but we a lot of our tribal laws are the state laws. A lot of them are very similar, but we are a nation of our own. We're Skokomish Nation. There's a Squaxin Nation. Like we are part of the U.S., but we're of like a sovereign nation type of thing.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That's dope. So how does that work as far as like if you get a job and like pay taxes and stuff?
Yeah, we still pay taxes. That's a very big like rumor type of thing
Oh,
where they're like Native Americans don't pay taxes type of thing.
do they not pay, so do you pay, is there no taxes at all? Like you pay all taxes, like property
Yep.
tax, any type of tax.
Hmm.
Okay. But do the reservations themselves, those areas, like let's say you were to buy a home in the reserv on like that's part of the reservation, are you paying taxes on it to the
Not
government?
on the reservation.
Not on the reservation? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. So maybe that like rumor probably like started like because of like that whole like reservation thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are like, I hear a lot of things and see a lot of things like every Native American gets a free house and they all get $10,000 every month from the government. I don't know where these people are getting all this information. I want that, but yeah, we don't get that.
So there isn't any welfare programs that specifically for Native Americans. Like I'm pretty sure
No.
you guys could just
Mm-mm.
get regular welfare or whatever.
No, there's nothing like that.
Okay, damn. I mean, yeah, you're right. I have heard stuff like that. Like, oh, they get money from the thing with their work.
The money that a lot of tribes get, like their per capita, is from the casino that has their profit, and they give like 5% or whatever percentage back to the tribe or 10%. So the money that they're getting is from their casino or from their gas station or from their whatever business that the tribe owns. They give it right back to the tribe members.
So you will get a check if you, oh, like how does that typically work? Like, do you have to be like let's say, oh, my great grandfather invested in the casino when it started, like people from my family get these checks, or is it just like I'm Native American, I live in this is our casino and I
You have to be affiliated of the tribe. You have to be an enrolled member.
you have to be a what member, sir?
Enrolled.
Enrolled member.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there some type of dues? Like, do you pay taxes? Like, do you pay for like upkeep and stuff also, or you just like how does that work?
For our tribal taxes, it's a little weird because 100% of our taxes that we put into our tribe, because we do fishing, we do oyster picking, we do like gooey duck diving, and we do all sorts of things on our tribe. 100% of our taxes goes right back into building up the reservation.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
It sounds like a self-sustaining system, but I feel like a lot of times we see like a negative view of like life on reservations type of thing. Are those more places that don't have like the casinos and stuff?
Yeah, the really poor ones. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the one like we have one tribe in Washington, like so a handful of them, but there's one that has a the Washington State Fairground. They have like two casinos. They have like they own a casino in Vegas, and they had like they spread out their wealth like everywhere, and their tribe gets like $5,000 a month because they make such a huge profit on everything.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so how many like is there like one school like let's say there's a middle school, a high school, elementary school, and or you guys go out to the schools in the neighborhood?
There's a school just like right down the road from me that I went through K through 8. It's
Oh,
a what's that called? Grade school type of
yeah.
thing.
Okay. So how so can you like take me to like just like take me back to like your life growing up, like on the reservation though, like or just like if you I don't know if you lived there like mainly or like just take me back to your earlier life.
My life was actually like I never realized that we were poor until I got older, and it just weird because we just enjoyed family, we enjoyed friends, like we hung out. I don't know, a lot of the things that we did was just like going to someone's house or hanging out at the playing basketball was a big thing because we had a lot of tribe versus tribe like basketball tournaments. We they still do it, but you could always tell the group of kids who play a lot better because our teams were like separated to group A, group B, group C, and the basketball tournaments are like we call it res basketball tournaments,
Oh,
and
nice, yes.
so it's like Skoke versus Squaxin versus like all the tribes come together at one of the tribes who's hosting whatever basketball tournament, and it's a lot of fun because we get to meet and see other tribes.
Okay. That's dope. So so there's a lot of like community activities where you guys play sports and like just get together against other tribes and stuff like that. Like that's
Oh
a
yeah, most definitely.
okay, dope. That's what's up. And like is all of that usually organized through like the registry type of thing, like through that body of like
From what I learned, I don't know how that works in the back end of doing it all, but the tribe who's hosting is the ones who like reach out to everyone and be like, we're gonna host something on like March 20th, and here's what we want to do. Do you guys have a team? Can you guys fill it? Here's the registration fee, type of thing. I
no.
don't know none of the back end of all that.
Okay. All right. So how was school for you growing up?
It was very much like I don't know where you grew up. Where did you grow up at?
Well, so I grew up a couple places. I'm the Dominican and Caribbean. I grew up in the Caribbean like until I was like 11, and then I moved to the Bronx when I was 11, and then yeah, pretty much like lived in New York area and then like the Caribbean. So
Was the schools like separated through like race and all that?
yeah, so when I was in the Caribbean, it was like I was like in a private school, so it was kind of smaller. So it was like one class per grade. But then like when I came to like the States, it was bigger classes, but it was like there'll be like multiple classes of one grade. And yeah, so everything was kind of separated. All the classes were separated pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, where I grew up, it was all Native Americans. You'd have a white kid here and there. You'd have a Mexican here and there. But since I grew up on the res, we're all res kids. We all know each other. We all, because the
Yeah.
school is just like right down the road. I walk to school every day.
Okay. So even the people that aren't technically like Native Americans that live in the area, they still identify as like res.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like we adopted them into the reservation type of thing.
Nice. Nice. And do like they don't technically because then they'll have to be a registered member to get like the benefit.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
the school that I went to is I don't know, a lot of the kids now, it's such a weird thing to see how they acted as a child and how they are now. It just, I'm like, that's not how you was when you were younger. You just like people change, I understand, but it's just like, I don't know, some of them were mean and now they're extremely nice, or they were like hardcore into drugs and alcohol and now they're like hardcore, like Jesus people. And I don't know, the life just changes people a lot.
yeah. And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm turning 40 this month.
Okay, so you've been able to see multiple, like even outside of your own like friend group, you've been able to see other groups of people grow up and
Oh, yeah.
It is weird, right? Sometimes I catch myself too. Like when I see a kid, I'm like, yo, like I've been seeing you in 5 years, and then you just blew up big as hell, and then like now you're just doing whatever you want to do, like in the street. It's like, whoa,
Hmm.
it's
I know there's this one kid we used to I would kind of like bully him type of thing, but then he was like a little tiny scrawny kid who was like 4'2" or something, really tiny. And then I just seen him this year. It's been like probably like 8 years since I seen him. He's like 6'5" and like 300 pounds. He's like raw muscle. I'm like, who the heck is that? And they're like, that's so and so. Oh my god, I haven't seen it. Like he was a tiny kid. Yeah, he just blew up huge.
that's crazy. Were you able to like talk to him and say like, hey man, how's it going, type of thing? Or you just like, nah, I mean, not even.
Yeah, he said he got big because he got bullied when he was little. So he just constantly hit the weights and constantly got big and said he'd never get bullied again.
Nice. I mean, hey, that motivation. You never know what you're gonna get.
Hmm.
Okay, so were you always a bigger guy like your whole life?
God, yeah, all that like my entire life, like when I was doing sports in like let's say seventh grade, eighth grade, and I did football here, they had a special order me something from the high school stuff so I could actually like have a helmet for my head because I've always had a huge head, bigger body. There's a reason they called me Big Bill because I was always bigger than everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And like, are the most of the people in your family big too?
Um, oh, not as big as I am, but yeah.
Yeah. But like bigger people, just in general.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, like, what do you how do you like? How what when did you notice that like okay, I'm kind of getting bigger? Or was it always like you were always a big kid, you never really noticed it? Or was there like
I
a moment?
I knew I was big. I knew I was like way bigger than everyone else, but for me it was like I don't know, I kind of accepted it and just like used it in my favor type of thing. Like the fat funny kid or the fat friendly one or just kind of accepted it at the time. Oh, I'll grow into it. I'll get taller or I'll lose all this weight because I'm always active or and it just never happened.
Okay. And how was like, so how was that? Well, you say that you will cope and like use it to your benefit and stuff. Like, were there ever moments where like maybe like you had to like put on that front, like because people were like trying to get on you and shit, like maybe bully you or like try to like was there ever a moment where you had to like what was the moment where you noticed like okay, I have to like kind of adapt to this?
I never got bullied. I was like the anti-bully guy.
Okay.
Like I was the one who like if there was ever like a big skirmish at the high school, I would be the first one to like break it up and like everyone always respected me because I was always the most like I talked to everyone. I knew everyone's by their first and last name. I knew their sisters, their brothers. Like I talked to everyone all the time. So
Okay.
everyone always respected me, even the teachers and all that. So if I got in the middle of something, they're like, "Oh, something's going on." But I've never got bullied in my life. Never, like there. You always hear the sad stories of fat people growing up. I got bullied my whole entire life. I had hard time dating. I'm like that. That's not even close to my story. I always went on dates. I think it's just a confidence thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people who are bigger don't have much confidence, and I've always been really confident because of the really tight knit family of the community that I grew up in.
Yeah, I mean that and that probably comes to like because your family probably didn't like probably like they didn't I'm assuming they didn't like bully you or anything either, right? Like your family didn't make fun, so it's probably like you didn't see anything wrong with it because sometimes like let's say like for me like being coming from like a Hispanic family, like if you're overweight they're gonna tell you like
Oh yeah.
every hour of the day like hey, you go, like yo, you stop eating so much, and like it's like a constant uh bashing where I see like people could be like depressed and like start to feel like they like worthless or something like that. Even though I'm not saying that anybody is worthless because of that, but just people telling you that over and over like, can change your mood and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I see how like if you didn't have to deal with any of that, like and you even said like you were never bullied, so it's kind of like hey, it's just me, bro. I'm just a bigger guy. Nobody really says much about it, and I'm cool with everybody, so it's not it's not too big of a problem. I'm assuming, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, a lot of it changed when I started going to college, and my world expanded from the small little reservation to the small little town. And all of a sudden, hey, guess what? Now I'm at Washington State University at the one of the biggest colleges in Washington State, and now it's like people are looking at me because I am bigger. People are staring. People, like I could see it at the edge of my eye. It's just a whole different world when you expand your own world.
And by that point, was that like the biggest you had gotten, or was like a dramatic like how I want to like how was this like constantly building over time, or were you kind of like not I don't want to say like a set size, but you just grew bigger, like you
No,
know?
I've always been a set size, even like about I would say 21, 22 years old. I hit 400 pounds and I just kind of stayed at 400, 430, 400, 430, 440, 400. It was just right there in the 400s, low 400s.
Okay.
And when I had an injury, that's when all the weight gain, like they told me to stay off my foot. And this was in 2019, 2018, 2018. 2018. Yeah, in 2018, the doctor told me to stay off my foot, don't do anything, literally lay down, do nothing. And I did. And all of a sudden, 2 days turned into a week turned into a month turned into three. And then all of a sudden, like when you're not active, because I always went, dance and I always went to club and I was walking around town. I'm always did something. So it's the activity level is what burned off more calories. But
Yeah.
when you do nothing, the weight just kind of starts ballooning.
And would you and so do you think is like was it solely like your eating habits, or was it well you said it's some of everything.
It very much so the eating habits, because I loved my Burger King, my McDonald's. I had a special order everywhere I went, and it was at that time in my mindset. I'm like, it's so much easier and so much cheaper to buy fast food than this to cook at home. And now my mindset is, if you take that time to cook at home, you know what you're putting in your body. If you take that
Mhm.
time to meal prep, you know what exactly you're going to be having, and you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about I don't know the gunky feeling of fast food in your stomach, the after feeling, and it just my whole mindset changed after losing the 200 pounds.
So okay, so that's recently. Or
Yep.
okay. So okay, so you say in 2018 you got the injury. Your doctor started telling you to you gotta lay off your foot to try to give it some time to heal. Um, how how long did it take for you to gain another 200 pounds?
The whole year, like 200 pounds in a year, was just insane.
It was
Yeah,
a
it is. Yeah, 1 year.
Damn, yeah, I get it. I mean, I had like a similar change too, because so I was more slim than this. Like most of my life, I was kind of like when I was younger, I was like chubby and stuff. But then like through like my adolescence and everything until like up to like I want to say like probably like 23, I was always kind of like slim. But then like when I once I got with my current girl, like I stopped biking as much because I even like right after high school, I became a messenger, so I will bike all day, all day, all day. So and I eat a lot. So then once I stopped biking, I gained like I went from 150. I think the biggest I was like 280, but it happened like in 3 years. And then like I kind of still haven't like now I'm down to well, I think I was like at 210. But I'm still not eating healthy enough and I'm not exercising as much, but I'm more conscious now of like what I'm doing. But I
Hmm.
found myself like uh drinking more soda and getting into like those type of things. But it's hard. I can see how like I obviously I didn't have a as big drastic change as you did, but I see how like just like slacking off a little bit or just like changing one little thing in your routine could just like have a drastic change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you think
Like that.
do you think that your doctor telling you to stay off of your foot was like not sound advice? Like maybe if you would have done another type of rehabilitation instead of just sitting down, or was your foot that bad that you couldn't do anything else?
That that staying in bed thing was one of the dumbest. Uh, so they thought it was a sprained ankle, so they're just saying, do the
Damn.
right thing, rest, ice it, compression, elevate it,
Yeah.
But we end up like a year later, like probably 2 years later. 2 years later, found out it was the worst case of plantar fasciitis that they've ever seen. My foot was as hard as concrete. I had like I couldn't nothing could touch it, nothing could go around it. Like I couldn't even put any pressure on the edge of the bed. I couldn't even put it on the floor. It was that bad.
That's when it
And they
calcifies,
didn't
right?
what's that?
Isn't that like when it calcifies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what? So also like wherever it was sprained, it like calcified over and so it became stiffer, so it had no mobility.
Yeah, it wasn't a sprain though. It was plantar fasciitis that
Oh,
that caused it. And but the doctor didn't want to come to our house and even have any sort of look at it because they don't do home visits. They're just telling me, hey, you have to come in to, for us to diagnose you. But I'm like, I literally can't stand, I can't walk, I can't move, I can't do nothing. And this went on for months, and they're just like, oh, just lay down, rest, don't do anything, come
damn.
in when you get a chance.
So how far out was it? So were you in like in a rural area where you couldn't like drive out?
Right
Like,
here is literally this bed right here.
no, I'm saying like your home, uh like could you get like did you not want like could you not get like an ambulance to come take you to or like I even though I know that's probably not even an ambulance thing, but it's just like why
No, the local clinic is it's down the road. It's not even a mile. What is you think it's a mile?
Yeah, it's like maybe a mile down the road.
Yeah, the where we go to the clinic, it's like a mile down the road, but like I couldn't even get out of the bed to even do that. I couldn't stand, I couldn't put any kind of pressure on the foot. And they wasn't understanding that. They thought I was lying about my pain. They thought I was lying about how bad it is. And it took 6 months for them to finally send someone over and say, hey, and they apologized. They're like, we thought you were faking it. I'm like, no, I literally can't do anything.
isn't that like a lawsuit? Like that's kind of like refusal of care. Like isn't that
It could be if you
Yeah.
want. And then a year after that, we found out that you also have Morton's and aroma. So it's
Hmm.
three things in the one foot.
Yeah.
oh man. And would you say was it it definitely got worse because they weren't you weren't able to take care of it, right?
Hmm. So what happened is after they finally came and seen me, they're like, oh, here's a number to have at home care because now we're considered you as bedbound. And this group solely deals with people who are bedbound. And they're like, we think you have plantar fasciitis. Best thing to do is massage it. And so my wife, like, literally could only like barely brush on it to start out. And I was screaming in pain because that hurt so bad. So we just had to take it really slowly. And after like a month, it got a little bit better. After another like couple weeks, it got better where I could put my foot down and I could start rubbing it on something. We had a water bottle that where I what would you put in it?
Uh, it was a Gatorade bottle with rubbing alcohol, 3/4 rubbing alcohol, 1 part water.
Yeah, and I run my foot on that water bottle that had all that in it because it doesn't freeze; it just stays really cold. So I could constantly like get that all the muscles and all the tendons and all that that's so tight, get it loose, and it helped. And after constantly doing physical therapy, constantly doing occupational therapy, constantly doing like doctor's appointments with this group that came in, and I was bedbound for 364 days, not a year, because I wanted to stand up on that last day. So I would say I wasn't bedbound for a year.
Nice. Nice. So by the time you were bedbound, uh, I mean by the time you finished the year, how how much better was it?
It was so much better. Like I have a video where I'm like, like just took my first like standing up. I have a video of me like walking for the first time, and just it was like the one of the hardest things was actually learning how to walk again, because not being on your feet for a year, you forget how to walk, you forget how to maneuver your feet. I kind of like swayed my legs around instead of picking up and bending your knee,
Yeah.
because my body didn't understand you have to bend your knees to walk. It was just I had to reprogram my mind, and that was the hard part.
Yeah, so wow. Yo, congrats though, bro, and just being able to fight through that. And you when you were saying the like the Gatorade thing, for some reason I like felt that like massage thing. I'm like, oh, I
Uh-huh.
feel that right now. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we found that out on my own, because they were saying use a water bottle, and I'm like, I like Gatorade, because we started drinking Gatorade Zero, and the bottle has so many edges and rigids, and like that it gets so much deeper into your foot because of all those little divots and bumps in the bottle.
Nice, nice. Just gotta sell like make a patent or something.
That's We just told the nurse about that water bottle, and she said the same exact thing. That's funny.
You never know, man. Get some money out of it. You're the case study too. But not like that. That sounds crazy. I had a case study. But okay. So I so you mentioned the videos and stuff. So off when did you start like documenting like your journey and everything with the weight loss?
Basically, my wife likes to document everything, and we have a document file that shows, first time he stretched his foot, first time he rolled his foot, first time, like it was mainly for like medical purposes. Like, this is what we did, this is the thing. But then it turned into like our own personal like documentary type of thing, and taking pictures and just having fun with it. And it kind of kept me sane, because a year in literally one room, you're gonna go insane. And I had a lot of those moments where I'm like, I hate this, I hate my life, I can't, like, hit hardcore depression type of thing. And the next day I was fine. It was just that one day type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So so you weren't ever like big into like internet stuff or anything like that? I was just solely like it just happened organically. Like your wife just started recording you, like, "Hey, this is a today. Bill's taking his first step." Well, obviously it didn't start there, but it's like today's the first day we're gonna start this therapy or whatever. Like it just
No,
started.
I never even thought about like doing social media for anything. It just, the first time I posted my thing was like January 26th, 2021. But I was already off of bed bound. I was already off. But the big thing that
Oh,
changed with
everything was
me
already
is,
recorded.
yeah, when I first started sharing on social media was in January 2021. But one of the hard things for me is I got bedbound on 2018 to 2019 on December, but then we rolled into 2020, which we all know what happened in
Yeah.
2020. We all had to stay home. So I got better, but then guess what? I had to stay home.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was already home for a year, and then I had to be home for another year.
But were you at least like walking around the yard and stuff, or like?
Uh, I didn't want to. Because I was still recuperating from all this, and I couldn't afford to get
Oh,
sick. We
yeah.
couldn't afford to do nothing. So I was basically like, let's just stay away from everyone. Let's just. I've already did it for a year, so what's another, type of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so in all this time, your wife was recording everything the whole time,
Taking pictures, recording, yeah,
and so what? She would just like keep it, just document for document purposes.
yeah,
Nice, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah. It wasn't for anyone. It was just for us to like look back, and now I use those videos for like, this is how I was when I first started. This is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not I'm thinking like, oh wow, that's dope, but it's not like a far-fetched thing also because like you guys are, I mean, at least you're a little older. Your wife is young. Um, so I know like you guys come from that era of like, well, at least you do, from taking pictures and having like scrapbooks and stuff. Like this is just another level of that. And back then, it's not like you were like posting these things up or anything. That was for your personal uh, viewing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's,
Yeah, that's the whole reason she wanted to take pictures, just so that we can look back and be like, this is where we came from. And if we get through this, as a couple, we could get through almost anything.
nice, nice. That's dope, man. That's dope. So, okay. So, what made What you said you did the first post? Was that like you just uploaded it on your like, Facebook or whatever, or did you like, hey, let me just make a page about this. Let's see how
So I wanted to do YouTube because that's when like everyone was like, I want to be a YouTuber type of thing. But I didn't want a lot of followers. I just wanted to post it just for my own self accountability. Because if I see it online, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's continue. Let's do my daily walk. Oh, I seen it online. Let's do my 50 push-ups or 40 push-ups or whatever I was doing at that time. So I posted my first video of a weigh-in, and it was like 610 pounds or something like that, 608. I don't remember exact weight on my first video, but then it got like posted on TikTok. It got like 10,000 views, and so many people cheering me on. And the second video is me just walking, being like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to be doing," and I didn't even think nothing of it. And all of a sudden, 8,000, 10,000 followers, and then first week I already had 10,000 followers, and then I'm like, I don't know what's happening,
10,000 followers.
Yeah,
And what was that TikTok you said? Sorry, my bad.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, TikTok. I feel like once they you get hooked on that algorithm, that shit go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my bad. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine. Like I just posted to document my own, like for myself, to keep myself accountable, and then it just inspired other people hearing my story. So I just started, telling my story. This is what happened. This is what's going on, and this is, I don't know. It just, and now I have so many like goals in mind of what I want to do. And at the moment, right now, a lot of people talk about, I had a segment called Move for 1 minute, where literally for 1 minute, I just told people, move. I don't care what you do, because our bodies want movement, our bodies need movement. If all you could do is sit down, guess what? Just do this for 1 minute. If you could only do shadow boxing, do that for one. Do whatever you can for 1 minute. And a lot of people loved it. A lot of people moved with me. A lot of people, like, even now I hear about it. I'm like, I haven't done one in almost a year. Yeah.
That's dope, man.
That move for a minute. I like the wives that would have their gym husbands do it because they were mocking it. Oh, move for 1 minute. What is 1 minute gonna do? And then they did it and dying before the 60 seconds was up.
Yeah, yeah. People like they underestimate those small workouts. Like it does a lot because you're also like building up your core and
Hmm.
even like you said you did 50 push-ups. I'm like, bro, I can't even do 50 push-ups.
I,
And
I did a lot of inclined, a lot of wall push-ups, and then it slowly progressed to like knee push-ups, and it progressed to like I could get down and do regular push-ups. Now it was a slow progress to get to where I am now.
yeah, but even doing those push-ups, you're moving a lot of weight. It's not
Hmm.
an easy thing. I know a lot of people like, yeah, man, when you get in shape, man, I got a job for you being a security guard or something. Right. Okay, so you guys were doing the motivational videos, and I'm a did anybody ever try to like reach out like, hey, I want to do this for you, or get you on a meal plan, or even like doctors like, hey, I could get you a gastro bypass, or
All
anything
the time.
all the time.
Yeah, I refused every single one of them. We had one problem with the. Do you have the Bachelor Stampede cup? No, no, we
Oh
don't need it.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't need it. But there's
similar to this.
someone made me like a water bottle, something similar to this,
Yeah,
and it's my favorite anime. But I stopped having people make me stuff because the guys are like, "Did you make an advertisement about it? Did you put it out there? Have you been making videos from my cup? Have you been doing that?" I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I love you. I appreciate you. I love what you did, but I'm gonna have to block you because this has become an abuse type of thing.
yeah,
So I kind of stopped letting people like make things for me because it was kind of like free advertisement for them type of thing.
yeah. Which is like you also never know what like people's true intentions is, and like if you're like
Hmm.
telling me so much about this, you don't even really care about me if that's the case. Yeah. So why would you, I understand like maybe like turning down like doctors and stuff that wanted to do procedures on you. That sounds crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely turning down anybody that wants to do a procedure on me. But
Hmm.
why would you turn down like a physical therapist or anything like that that wanted to help out?
A lot of it is I want in person. I don't want online help because I love the like physical, like, this is how you do it, and like adjust my arm or adjust my form or adjust something in person. I
Yeah.
don't want to be online where they're like, oh, you should do it like this. And I'm like, how is it supposed to feel though? Like, how am I supposed to, like, what's my body supposed to feel like when I actually do it type of thing?
So it's never felt right, like having them train you, because because it's not like this is a whoa, wow, I just thought like weirdly enough, I literally had a guy, like my last guy was a like an online physical therapist, and it was kind of his thing is called the Occam's Razor Fitness. So it's like
I heard about that. Yeah.
the easiest method. But his whole thing was, I don't know much about it, just maxing out and just doing one rep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I but I'm
building building big muscle type workout. Sorry, I did powerlifting throughout all high school, so I know about like fitness and lifting and like what a good form is. It just I need to get back into it again.
yeah. But you need that physical motivation. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like wifey
I
could
like it.
do as much as she can, but you want somebody to like really push you.
Hmm.
I see she helps you a lot. Even that one thing where she was helping you with the sit-ups. I was like, yo,
Yep.
that's dope, bro. That's dope. That's real love right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, she helps me out with a lot. She helps me stretch like almost every morning because my hip. I still have a lot of like medical problems because of the bed bound. Some
Mhm.
of it is like nerve damage in my hips and my toes and like my sciatic and like I don't know, so many things that I can't even name them all. But in my right thigh, I have like no feeling on like 60% of my thigh. My left hip, there's constantly up and down shooting pain. My foot is problems after problems after problems. Like she helps me out with a lot, especially like stretching. A lot of, if my body's too stiff to stand up on my own, she helps pull me up. And it just like every day is something different.
Yeah. And you don't have any problems with like diabetes or anything like that?
No,
No? And you
uh-uh.
think that's just like genetics type of thing?
I don't know. My mom has diabetes, my grandma, my grandpa,
Oh,
Her aunt.
my aunt. Yeah, they all do. It's in the family, but I just never
nice.
got it.
I mean, thank God for it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, man. My brother my brother passed away. He was a bigger guy. Similar, he was bigger his whole life too, and he had like severe like diabetes. My dad also diabetes also. That led to him having a stroke. But my brother was like heavier set. He passed like right after uh like a dialysis treatment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it was like a lot, bro. And I would try to talk to him like, yo, just he was trying to do stuff, like he wanted to do stuff, but it was hard. And it's like you said, it's like the pain of just walking, getting up sometimes is a lot, bro. Yeah.
I know it's a very unmotivating where you're like, I don't want to do anything because I hurt so bad. But my mindset now is if I do nothing, I'm going to hurt. But if
Mm.
I get up and walk, I'm still going to hurt, but I get some sort of activity in instead of doing nothing.
Yeah.
So either way, I'm going to hurt. Might as well do something.
Wow, yeah, that is a good way to look at it. And at least the walking hurt, it could
Hmm.
potentially not hurt it anymore eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, sorry, my bad. I just started thinking of the stuff with my brother, and now like I'm not.
Yeah. I see that.
Um.
So one of
So,
my things is I love cornrows. I used to cornrow my hair. How long did yours take? Do you have longer hair?
I just started growing my hair. I'm not even a year in, and like I had like a taper, but this is like my second set of braids. So it's probably like took me like what, like 8 months. Yeah.
And my hair's a little bit long.
Yeah, yeah, it is long as hell. But you used to do it yourself though?
No, I don't do it.
Okay, okay.
I
I'm
call up one of my friends, call them up, and they do it, or my mom, or somebody. There's always someone who wants to braid hair.
word. That's the thing. I don't have too much people around me that know how to braid hair. Like I just have to pay for it. And I'm kind of like testing it out. You know, I'm 30 now, so I'm like kind of waited a long time to try braiding my hair. And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to be tugging on my hairline as much. I was like, let me just see how it looks, just to say I tried it. But you know, it is what it is. But
I like it. It's pretty nice braids too.
thank you, the African lady. The Africans really going hard, but not tender at all. Like they did not say like she did not care
Yeah, I
that.
got one tender spot when they braid my. It's like right here, like when they pull that one spot. I'm like, ah. And they're like, how does that one? Like, it's just literally one spot. You could literally hang, like, pull yourself and yank my hair everywhere, but that one spot.
Yeah, my that me too. The right hair that was like the last few braids, and I was like, bro, just like stop already. Yeah. But I mean, hopefully, when my hair gets longer, it'll be easier. But what I was gonna ask you is, so what's like some of the bigger names that ever reached out to you because of your social media and stuff?
Some of the bigger names.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a funny story about a big name? So I was chatting with this person and they had a check mark. I accepted the friend request and I'm like, oh, what's up, man? And he said, you motivate me. I love what you're doing, da da da, and I'm like, oh, cool. I hardly ever get like checkmark friend requests from TikTok, and we're just sitting there chatting back and forth every once in a while. I'd get a message out of nowhere, and then we chat for a little bit, and then he'd disappear for a week or two, and then we chat again. And I'd like, hey, ask my wife, hey, do you know who this person is? She goes, yeah, what's his name? I'm like, Jelly Roll.
What? That's
Yeah,
dope.
How you just been talking with Jelly Roll like that?
just yeah, just randomly chat with Jelly Roll, and I had no idea who he was at that time.
That's very on brand though for him.
Uh-huh. Now,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. Or that's dope though. Hell yeah.
And then I don't know, there's I'm trying to think who all reached out to me. That was yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. Me and
Dope.
him chatted every once in a while. He said he gifted me a DDPY subscription for a year, which I literally did like a month or two out of it. And yeah, he's really cool. His brand is so big on his Diamond Dallas Page yoga.
Okay. So it's yoga. I was gonna just
Uh-huh. Yeah, he
how
doesn't want to call it yoga. He wants to call it DDP, DDPY, because the yoga adds, like, you're thinking you're just stretching, but his is so different.
do you recommend it?
Uh, it's it's very good for very beginners because
Oh,
he does a lot of things like if you're in bed, if you're elderly, or if you have an injury, here's workouts you could do in your bed. If you could only sit down, here's chair workouts. If you need chair assistance, you could do this workout. He's very catering to all different levels.
okay. And okay, dope. That's what's up. So what made you like stop? It just became like a little too much for you? Or you just was it just because like now I'm advancing a little bit more than this? I need to do something else.
What do you mean stop?
No, cause you said you were doing it for like you used the subscription for like 2 months, you said.
Oh yeah, it to me it was just I don't know. I want to do something that kind of like excites me, that gets me keep going, because if you don't like the workout you're doing, you're not going to stick with it. That's what I tell people. Find something that you really enjoy and just do that. If you like boxing, figure out different boxing techniques. If you like, wrestling, do wrestling. If you like basketball, go play basketball. If you like football, go do football. Like, do something that you enjoy yourself. And it just wasn't, it didn't feel like something that I wanted to stick with the rest of my life, type of thing.
So what's been that exercise for you though?
I've been loving boxing. I have a punching bag in my backyard. I got gloves. I want to start working on my foot movements, and just boxing stuff is very entertaining for me.
Okay, so I mean I see how that could be good though, because it's a little bit of best of both worlds. You're getting you're getting a workout, then you're also training your body to be able to defend
Hmm.
yourself. Okay. And so you're boxing and a big guy, man. You don't not want to get hit by you. All you gotta do is catch him real quick. Well, let me catch you. Um. So, okay. So, because I want to ask you some more questions, get into some more different type of things. Like your name is the Native Saiyan. So,
Yep.
is Dragon Ball like your main anime, or you into all types of anime?
So my anime is I like the 90s, early 2000s anime, like the older ones that everyone would consider like ancient now.
Yeah.
Like I know all about the newer stuff, but I always prefer the older ones. A lot of people would like I'm friends with a lot of people in the anime community. A lot of people who talk about the anime, they ask me questions like, "Hey, what do you think about the new episode of Dragon Ball Super?" Or "What do you think about the new Dragon Ball um
Diamond.
yeah, what do you
Did you
think
watch?
about, what happened in Berserk? What do you think happened at, solo level?" And they ask me the questions, and all of a sudden I see them talking about the video of me and their discussion. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is, yeah.
I'm still my IP, bro.
Yeah.
So did you watch Diamond?
I haven't watched it all yet,
Okay, okay.
but I've been trying to, like, lately. I just been recuperating. I haven't watched anything new, and since 2025 started, I haven't done anything much, but just like recovering, and that's the sucky part.
Okay. I mean, I see how that would be kind of like counterproductive because you can't really do much while watching a dubbed anime. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, a sub anime because it's like, bro, you gotta watch it literally, and you cannot go nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm getting old where I need glasses to see far. So without my glasses on, I just like I have no idea what that even says. All I see is 0 0 0 0. Like all the letters just look like zeros to me.
Yeah. Now, but I'm definitely more of a older anime guy too. Like I like the nostalgic feel. I kind of feel like a lot of this new storylines are a little bit too weird. Like the new shows, it's just like, bro, like too much now. Like now that it's
Hmm.
mainstream, it's kind of like,
Yeah, yeah. I was watching anime when everyone was making fun of people for watching anime.
word. I like So what are some of your classics? Like what do you like?
I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I love
I was just
Trigun,
about to say
S
you
Cryad. I love. I
S crying.
don't know. So many.
Yeah, I'm more like a Yu Yu Hakusho,
Oh,
Dragon.
that Dark Tournament was just fire. I love the Dark Tournament.
Me, during COVID, me and my girl, I put her onto it, and it was dope, bro. That was dope because it was so long since I watched it that I forgot a lot. But then, like when I started seeing it again, I'm like, oh, that shit is fucking dope, bro.
Hmm. Oh, Baki. Oh, I love Baki. The old Baki is really good.
I need it. I never got into Baki. I gotta watch it. Did you like the remake they did on Netflix or no?
It was good. I watched it. They had a lot of really cool fight scenes. A lot of like they portrayed Baki and his dad really good. Yeah.
Is it the same storyline or is it? Can you watch both?
Uh,
Same.
they're different. They're each the way they did it was weird. Each different like Baki the Grappler, Baki. So I forgot what they call them, but they're all different storylines, but the same character. It's odd the way they did it, but yeah, they're pretty similar.
Okay.
It's basically like watching Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball. Like it's the same story, but different parts of this story.
Yeah. Okay. So since you're not caught up, I'm not gonna ask you too much about Daima. Like some of the final stuff. Uh,
Mm.
okay, so what I also like talking about on this show, I always ask people like, have you ever had any paranormal experiences, a alien, or just stuff you couldn't explain?
One of the things is when, like I said, we're a very tight knit community. We used to go to the school and have baseball practice with all of us because we also did do softball tournaments for the reservation versus reservation. We do baseball. We do like they're starting a football league, but I don't see how that's going to work out because it's a lot more contact. But they're trying. But one of the times we were just doing baseball practice, there's like this sphere thing in the sky. It went left, right, and then it just disappeared. Did you guys see that? Everyone was looking up at it. I'm like, Yeah, we all seen it. We had no idea what it was, and it just insane.
How did it look?
It I don't. It just like a sphere like glow thing that had a like red ring around it, like on the outer thing, and then it went hardcore to the left, like it went to like left field, and then it went to the right field, and it went like straight up above the pitcher mount, and then zoomed off really fast.
The orbs. I
Yeah,
saw one too. I saw one. To me, the way I explain it, it kind of looks like a candle flame. Like there's a ball and then you see the aura of the light.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good way to describe it. Yep.
Yeah. It's like a candle flame. Hell yeah. I thought I was tweaking when I saw it because I like UFOs so much and I'm like, oh, I've been wanting to see it. Then when I saw it, I'm like, nah, that's not it. But then I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Hmm.
So that's the only one you ever saw?
No, there's a lot of like I had a Bigfoot experience. I don't know
Oh.
if you know much about Bigfoot.
I mean I know as much as conspiracy theorists would know.
Yeah, but I was doing a hike to this trail, and then I was like, "There's a little tiny walk path this way that's off the trail that you're supposed to walk on." And I just walked for like 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like, "I have to go pee," and then I went pee in the bushes, and I was seeing something that's I don't know, probably 8, 9 feet up, of like a head poking up to the side. I'm done peeing. I pulled like zipped up, and I don't want to move and scare whatever this thing is, but then it brushed and went to the next tree over, and I just turned around and ran, and then I heard bushes going like following me, and then I hit the main trail, and from there I didn't even look back. I just kept going. I'm like, I gotta go home. I'm done with the trail for now. Yeah.
And this was on the res because that's what I was gonna ask.
No, this was in the next town over, one of the
Okay,
trails out there. Yeah.
okay. Damn, that's dope. I wish I would see a Bigfoot. So, like, does your tribe have any like local legends like about like Bigfoot or any other like entities?
There's a lot of different like legend type of things. We got stick Indians, we got Bigfoot, we got all sorts of
Big
things.
Indians?
Yeah, they throw sticks at you if you're playing too close to the woods. They yeah, it's a weird thing. I think in my mind I always thought it was a way to get kids home before dark type of thing. Yeah.
I mean, it could be Bigfoot too. I heard they throw rocks and stuff too.
Hmm.
That's crazy. I've never heard of stick Indians. So, is your tribe originally from that area, or did they like move there, or well, not move, but like were forced there, like during like
Yeah,
the
we're originally here. We were affiliate of 5 different tribes. They split us up in 5 tribes, and we are one of them, and the other ones are spread out. So we had the whole coastal line of our original tribe.
okay. So, I don't know. There's like a controversial theory, conspiracy theory, or some may call it. Have you ever heard of like Black Native American theory? But like also not necessarily like because I know you probably know like the ones that moved in and stuff like that, and but like that there were also tribes that were like darker color. I think they like calling it color people too. The
I've heard about it, but I've never really like deep dove into it.
Okay. So you never
Yeah.
heard of like that's like in the tribes that you're around, you never like necessarily seen like black natives that are like they call them like they were black natives.
Mm-mm.
Like you
That's
probably
more of the central part of the United States.
also in the that's more of a central part of the United States thing.
Yeah, the Plateau natives. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because also, and part of that theory, they kind of say like they try to say like natives that you are more like I think they call it like the cons. Like
Hmm.
I gotta say like they're more like Asiatic type of thing. But you're just not familiar with it at all though.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
you
I have friends who study, like not really study, but like research that type of stuff all the time. To me, it really didn't pique my interest type of thing.
okay. I mean you gotta plug me on one of them if I can have them on the show. Because I talked to certain people about it. I'm actually gonna have a main youth this is like a big YouTuber that he talks about it. His name is Gurumeo Hawa.
Hmm.
And he talks about that stuff. I'm gonna have him on shortly, but I try to like if because that's his thing, so it's kind of weird. Like if you talk to somebody that that's what they believe in and that's their whole thing, and he's like I think he's like of like Chilean descent or something like that, maybe. But he still like said like no, the blacks are the real ones. Da, 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 da. Like, he considers himself a Khan or whatever. But it's like I was saying, it's just weird to like let's if I talk to him and he just tells me about it, I'm just talking to him and he's telling me about it. If I talk to another native that's not necessarily a black native and he knows more about it, it kind of lends
Mhm.
more credibility to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've heard it, just not familiar with it.
Yeah, not really familiar with it. I kind of wish I would now. That's just I don't know. The more and more I hear about things, I'm like, I kind of want to look that up now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Um, I personally met like a couple like in New York. There's like a tribe in Long Island that a lot of them are like black and like they have like the long hair. Like my homeboy's like girlfriend, she was like way darker than me, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm Native American from this tribe or whatever." I don't know the name right now; is blanking, but I know this like all over. I know they said what's the ones in Florida? I think they call it Seneca. Something like
Mhm.
some of them too. But that one they say that that one is more like a slave mixed with the type of thing. Okay, but so damn, I would have thought you would have more like Native American. I don't know. This is like we have like these lores of these type of creatures that live over here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like any like I'm sorry if I'm asking you about like the Native American thing, like
Oh
if
no,
you're
that's
supposed to know everything about it.
that's fine.
Um, do you guys have like any like specific lore, like oh, like hey, like we don't go around these mountains in this area, or we don't live in this part of the state because it's cursed or stuff like that?
Oh, most definitely. Like one of the big things here is we don't whistle at night because they're calling for the evil spirits to come into your area of your presence for the whistles at night.
Mm,
So if you ever like around a native who and they're like, "Oh, let's whistle at night," and then literally everyone stops them from whistling, before they even get a chance to, because we don't want those bad spirits around us.
that's really cool. So how do you so what so do you have guys have like a religion?
There's a few different ones. Like Shaker Church is a branch off of Catholic, and there's the we have the sweat lodges. We have the like our tribe. I don't know. We have a Christian native church here, and it's just they're pretty divided on the religious part here.
Mm. But so you guys don't practice like your native like things?
Yeah, there's part of them that do. That's the sweat lodge. That's the that's what they do. I just never got into that myself. A lot of my friends did, and I don't know. I just always felt I was not invited because of my size. I kind of like for a long time I always thought they didn't invite me because of my size, but they said I just showed no interest in it, so they just never invited me.
And that's kind of like what the type of thing is. Like you don't want that's not something you force on somebody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If they have questions, you're like, yeah, let's go. Come on, I'll show you that.
Okay. So are and you just don't have any like interest in it at this point to go like check it out or anything?
Yeah, because now I'm turning 40, and it's like I feel like I would be the 40-year-old sitting down with the 6'5", 10 year olds who's just now learning about it, and just it'll feel weird.
Oh, so like you legit have to go to like a not Sunday school, but like a Sunday school type of vibe with them.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's weird, yeah. Nah. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's hilarious. Yo, so the smoke lodges though, don't they like incorporate like tobacco and like marijuana and those things?
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
See,
That,
that's where a lot of like this misconception about natives comes from, is because like just because this one tribe does it does not mean every single tribe does it. It
okay.
may only be that one tribe that does it. Like Midwest natives are different than Pacific natives, different than Southern natives.
Mm-hmm.
Like white people are different from state to state. Natives are different from res to res.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay,
It's
definitely.
like you hear the Southern accent in South, and then you hear the, people from Long Island accent, and then you hear people from, New York, and then like from California. You could tell where certain people are from their accent. It's the same thing with natives. You could tell where they are from their traditions or from their tattoos or from, if they have the, certain tattoos. You could be like, oh, you're from Sioux tribe. Oh, you're from, or seeing how they say, hi friend, because if I say Hoyt, that means I'm from this area. If you say
Mm.
uh, I'm trying to think of it. Washte cola, that you're like, oh, you're from this tribe. It's just different ways that you could say things, and we just know the basics. A lot of tribes.
Yeah, like the common words, just to be
Mm-hmm.
able to like communicate or say what up to somebody that you know is from another tribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just use just New York for instance. You know um what area you're from. Like Long Island sounds different than the Bronx, sounds different than,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah,
and
it's all circumstantial. Like, like even in your community, there's some like you said that practice like the mixed native and Catholic thing, and then there's probably some that are strictly Catholic, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
like the basic, not basic, but like the native custom. I get it. It's like it just varies. And how? So you said it's a small town, a small res, but like how? Well, so are you still living in the same res or are you in a
Yep.
different one? Okay. So how big is it though? Like compared to like miles, you would say.
Miles, maybe what, 3-4 miles, about 3 miles.
Okay.
something like that. Like I think there's not even 800 registered
Yeah.
tribe, and not all 800 live on the
Yeah, I
res.
was gonna say maybe 600 tops.
Okay. No, that's I mean, yeah, that's not it's a big because 3 miles by 3 miles isn't small, it's not big, but then to only have like 600 people, I mean it is kind of spread out.
Hmm.
Okay,
But
damn.
a lot of our reservation is a swamp, so a big chunk is all swamp that nobody's gonna live in.
Damn. That sucks.
Welcome
It's
to
fucked up how they do shit. They're just like, yeah, let's give them the swampland.
Hmm.
Fucked up. Yeah, that's crazy. I would have had more. I feel like it, it is kind of tacky though. I kind of feel like I like asking you, oh, these Native American questions. Like, yeah, you're more than just that. Sorry if I offended you too.
Oh
Also,
no, that's fine.
okay.
If you know anything about me, I never get offended. It's just like I understand that people want to know like Native American cultures and like understand like deeper. Like I'm very much into getting to know people on a more deeper level than just like, hey, what's your name? What do you do for work? Okay, cool, bye. You know, like even when I was in the hospital, I'd ask people like, what's the reasoning that you got into nursing? Was your parents nurses? Were your grandparents? Was this a family thing job? And like what, some people were like, I just want to help people. Some people were like, it was just a job. Oh, I followed my boss, who was my boss in another job, and they're my boss again. Like so many different stories, and I just love hearing different people's stories.
Nah, yeah, I get that. That's part of the reason too, like why I started this podcast too, is to try to like hear. It's more like just to get to know people from different walks of life and it's kind of just to like show everybody like, hey, we're all human. We could talk to each other and like everybody has a story to tell and all stories are important.
Hmm.
So one more on the last Native American question I got for you though. Um, do you know of like any stories of like wolfmen or stuff like that? Like like Rougarou type of thing, but like not necessarily that. None of that
No,
either.
I've heard of Wolfman, but no, not on my tribe at all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a homeboy here. He has a pod. It's called Tinfoil Tales, and he's trying. He lives in Indiana, and he's basically doing like a whole like documentary about like he's basically tracking down like this wolf man type of thing. He's not necessarily tracking it down because you know that never works, but
Mm,
he's like because he had an experience and then like there's a lot of experiences in the area, but he's getting in contact with some of the tribes people down there. And even like Indiana was weird. Like when I found out like all the places have like different names, but then also some of the names are because of some of the Indians that came in or like Native Americans that came in and like, oh, this one is from Florida, so this is Florida, Indiana, and then stuff like that.
hmm.
It's kind of
Pretty interesting.
so anything else you want to share with the people? Anything that we didn't cover? We still have time to if you want to talk about anything else.
I don't know, just a lot of my content I share has been like my own personal like struggles, like showing people like, hey, guess what? I could because when the lockdown happened, I don't want to say words that'll like get blocked because I know certain
Oh, we
words
know.
get blocked.
I feel like we all know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2020, like when the lockdown happened, I literally did nothing again. So when we finally like started cooling down in 2021, I had zero stamina again. So I'm like, okay, now let's walk 25 feet. And literally 25 feet was my maximum that I could walk. So I recorded it and said, this is day one, walking up and down my ramp. Day two, I walked up and down my ramp. Day three, up walked, and then like day seven was like, let's try it two times. So I did my ramp two times. And then it slowly progressed to, hey, I'm walking down to the end of my walkway or my driveway. Now I'm walking to my mailbox. And now I'm walking, down the street. And it just progressively got more and more people like a lot of my original fans even be like, I remember when you used to walk up and down your ramp. I remember like what, especially when I go live, I have a lot of dedicated fans.
Nice. That's dope. I can see because I see where that could happen because it's like I feel like there's something about social media where like since we see so much like fucked up shit on there, once we see like a heartwarming case, it's like we want to support it. And, like we and people kind of want to get behind things. Like there was like one page like I followed. There was like this one girl like she was I don't know her whole situation, but like her house was like really dirty. And like she was like, "Hey, today I'm gonna clean this side of our house." But then like, and then and then like I just saw like her page like progressively get like more people started following her, and then like her house ended up burning down, and then people started like helping her out because I felt like people just like wanted to see the best for this girl. So I could definitely see how like you could have like um a genuine following, and people just like I'm just follow. Hey, that's Bill. I just follow him, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to see his journey.
I know the best thing, I'd say best and worst thing at the same time is meeting people because some people it just makes me cry because of their story. Like we met this one person who was like giving me the side eye, like I know you, I know Emma. Yeah, I'm yeah, I'm him. I'm the guy on social media, and she's like, oh, she's in a little cart and she rolled up to me and she's like, just because of you, I am no longer bedbound. And it just like makes me want to just cry, just like I love meeting people, but just hearing the stories of because I'm still a regular guy, but for people to see me as a hero, to see me as their like lightning rod of their own stories, and it just really weird thing to experience of people saying that I'm the reason that they're still around, or I'm the reason that they too have lost 80 pounds or 50 pounds or 100 pounds.
Hell yeah, bro. That's amazing, bro. And I want to commend you on just like putting your story out there because you don't know who sees it and like
Mm-hmm.
the lives that you're changing. Some of the people may not even ever tell you, but it's just like it's amazing work that you're doing, bro. And it's great that to even see you pushing forward and like losing like 200 pounds and just like you're still pushing because you. What would be your goal?
My goal was to get my independence back. That's all I wanted. And I said, I don't care if it's at 300, 200, 500, what my whole goal has been get my independence back. But then, like, I'd say in 2024, sometime in I don't know, July, June, February, I don't know. Sometime I'm like, I can I could get myself ready. I could get up. I could move around. I could get myself clothes on. I could go to the bathroom on my own. I could like, and I'm like, I got my independence back. So for like the last 6 months, I'm like, I don't know what to do because that's been my whole entire goal. And I just kind of been coasting and just kind of feel like I've been going through the motions, and I need a goal to like put my laser light focused on because I don't know what I'm supposed to do or want to do next. And I've been thinking about that, and one of the things is I want to travel the country again and do like community workouts type of thing across the whole entire country. Because I did do a community workout and had, I don't know, was it like 12 people, 15 people show up just locally, and we did a quick Zumba class. We talked. I had workout stuff there, kettlebells, battle ropes, and big old checkers, big old Connect Four, and for the kids and whatnot. And it was pretty fun. And just to do something like that around the whole entire country would be awesome.
That's so hell yeah, bro. And I know what you mean too, because it's like I see how you probably like now like you have your mobility is like it's kind of you're stuck at a place because I noticed like a lot of bigger guys they never want to go skinny. So it's like
Mhm.
I could never see myself skinny. So it's like, all right, I'll be like, you may like stop at at 300, and it's like, all right, now I'm good now. But then it's like that once you stop there, it's like it'll be easier to fall back into like old habits and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
So it's like a constant battle.
Yeah, for me, what we've been doing is slowly progressing our habits because we're like stacking habits over habits over habits. And at the very beginning, like we documented, I'm pretty sure we have it somewhere. We documented all our food without changing nothing for like a month. Like this is how much food we had. Took pictures. We like documented it really good because my wife likes to do stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then when I look back, I'm like, holy crap, you know how much calories we were eating? Like 8,000 calories in a day. We was eating like 9,000 on this day, and we had 4,000 on this day, you know. But that made up like it just how much servings we had and how big of plates, and had seconds and thirds of this meal. Like it was just insane how much food I was eating. And I'm glad we documented it because now we look back and we're like, we eat like 20% of what we used to eat.
Nice.
And I feel satisfied.
And so you still mix it in like have you gone like cold turkey on fast food or you just like
No,
way
we never
less?
cut it. We never cut anything out. We
Okay.
go like once a month, maybe.
Okay.
It just for me now the fast food just leaves like this big old greasy clump in my throat that I hate. Like even when I try it, I'm like, why did I do this? This just doesn't feel right now, you know?
Yeah, and you know, I feel like a huge misconception for a lot of people may be like, oh, why don't you just eat healthier, eat healthier? But like, I didn't notice until I went to like that side of the country. There's not much over there. Like, I was in Portland. I mean, I don't know exactly where you are in Washington, but I was like in Portland, or not Portland. I was like, I think it's called Clackamas or something like that, but it was outside, right? And all they had was McDonald's and diners. And at
Yep.
diners, all they had was burgers, and like there was no like healthy options. Like you weren't just pulling up and getting a salad somewhere. Like
Hmm.
it's not that easy. It's not that accessible.
Yeah, and if you are getting a salad, it's like 15, 20 bucks.
Yes, it's the craziest thing, bro. Like cheap, healthy food is literally way more expensive. Like this, there should be no reason why a burger, I could get a burger, four-piece nuggets and fries and a soda for $4. Like that makes no sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah, man. So, I mean, we've been talking this whole time. If I may ask, your wife, how do you feel like has this whole process been for you?
Going to be on camera.
Yeah, I'll be on camera. And this whole process for me has kind of been a roller coaster. My hair is bad. Um, so I have been with him for like 9 years now, and it was what we met in 2016. So we were together for about 2 years, and then he had an injury.
Mhm.
So most of us being together, I've been his caregiver. I've been helping him. I've been taking care of him. Like, yes, he's the one that feels the pain, but I'm dealing with it too.
Yeah.
So, that's really hard, and being a caregiver is very difficult, and I had to find my me time, like going grocery shopping or running errands, being in the car, jamming out to music, meditating while I drive, whatever. I had to be creative in taking care of myself as well,
Yeah.
and dealing with all the doctor's appointments and taking 4 years to finally get some sort of a diagnosis. And then when we're trying to manage one symptom, it causes another symptom to flare up, because like the one foot has gout, plantar fasciitis, and Morton's neuroma in it. If we're trying to take care of the Morton's neuroma, the plantar fasciitis acts up. If we try and take care of the plantar fasciitis, the gout acts up. If we try and take, it's a never ending thing. It's always one thing after another. And then trying to be here mentally for him, dealing with the constant battle between the mind and the body. Because his mind is like, get up, you can do it. And his body's like, nah, I can't though. And then just for, I mean, I'm not a man, but I know how it is of, being a man and not being able to do this,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not, having your wife, a female, do something that you, a man, should be able to do. That's really hard.
Yeah.
And, just trying to be here mentally for him and myself, but we do it one day at a time. We try and, have the best outcome, best mindset for a horrible situation.
Eh, So how and for you, has it been like how have you felt like joining in on these workouts too and like doing the little activities that he does? 'Cause I see even like you helping him out. Like when I was telling him like you picking him up off the bed and all that. Like you're even getting a workout yourself.
She's down 70 pounds.
I'm down
Oh,
70
nice.
pounds now, and yes, helping
Okay.
him has definitely gotten me some strength. I mean, I remember when he was just coming off of bed bound, he was solely wheelchair, and it was a specially made wheelchair for him, and it was an oversized one, and that's like 50 pounds.
At least.
At least 50 pounds, and I had to squat lift that up into the back of the SUV or van. So I mean, mama got some guns now. But yeah, working out has made me do some personal records. I mean, I can do a lat pull down of, what
110.
was it, 115, but that was like a year ago. And yeah,
And
the
personal trainer even said, I don't think I could even do that. She tried to just even grab and pull it. Our personal trainer couldn't even pull it down.
That's crazy. 'Cause you pushing like I mean there's a lot, bro. To having not to say like having to deal with you like move you around, help you around all day. Like you get in that workout, you building that core strength too.
Yeah, and then working with the personal trainer, she has me do an exercise, and then he goes, well, how can I do that? Like, obviously, I cannot do exactly that, but modify it.
Yeah.
So that's what we really like about the personal trainer, too, is she modifies it. Because, when you go into the gym and your machine is taken, what do? You can't just go home. You grab a resistance band and you do that exact same workout, or you
Grab a
grab
free
a
weight.
free weight and do that exact same workout. And she shows us so many different things. I mean, you can do a workout with a soup can. You don't need a lot of weight, less weight, more rep
Yeah.
type of thing. And I mean, if you go like this with a 2 pound weight 50 times,
You're gonna start feeling it.
you're
Yeah.
gonna feel more,
Yeah.
you know. And then like with I personally think the biggest thing that we had to deal with was the relationship with food. Why do we eat what we eat when we eat? and then also realizing that our parents gave us an ED, the Clean Plate Club.
Mm.
Finish your food on your plate. That is an ED. So,
There are starving children in Africa who would enjoy this food. Eat all your food, you know.
that's great. I'm sorry for those starving kids in Africa, but they are not affecting me right here, right now, with this last bite of broccoli that I'm too full to eat.
Yeah.
And then now that we're adults, we see there's still food on the plate, or we paid for it, so we need to eat it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's really not, because down the road, the bad habits that you start young catch up with you when you're old, and then like when you're a kid, you learn to cook what mom and dad cook. So if mom and dad don't cook,
You
you don't learn either,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's it's crazy too, because like I could definitely relate to like, oh, you gotta eat every single last grain of rice on that plate, boy. You playing
hmm
with me? Nah, I get it. Yeah. So, how has like what was the worst situation that you guys had with the social media?
social media.
The
Yeah.
worst situation with social
Yeah, like
media.
the jerk or like obviously I know like there's trolls that pop in here and there. Like we're not
Uh, for me, I handle trolls differently than I think almost anybody. Is I just tell them, hey, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for the comment, and I just move on. We don't bother with them. We just let them be, and you could see that in my comment section. Like it's all like people are like, you delete all the negative comments. I'm like, no, they don't stick around because we don't give them the
yeah,
attention that they're seeking.
yeah,
They want a reaction out of you. If you
Uh-huh.
don't give them a reaction, they get bored. So if you don't let the bullies affect you, they're not going to come after you.
yeah. And they sometimes they stick around because some of those haters be supporters too.
Right? Like, I'm only following you to watch you fail. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep following.
Okay.
Thank you for the follow. Like that's all I tell you know.
It's like the people that buy the products to burn it to show their hatred for that product. But guess what?
You
Showed
paid for
your
it.
support for it because you brought their product and you boosted their algorithm.
Okay.
Kind of the same thing.
Mhm. And so with like being somewhat popping, I mean you're popping most not I wouldn't say that you're super famous, but you have at least what I saw on like Instagram, you have a decent following. How has it been like have you been able to like monetize any of these platforms to the point where you could get some type of money in to like supplement your life?
Uh, I I turn most of it off because I'm on a Social Security disability and I
Ah,
could only make X amount of money. So once like I see it and it says you have the available to accept, X amount of dollars, but I want to see until 1 month it'd be like you made over 6,000 or 8,000, something that could
but that would affect you.
sustain my lifestyle type of thing. But TikTok is my main one that gets the most. Facebook is second, and then Instagram actually gave me a new update where I could get paid on my reels. YouTube is what I'm working on. I got monetized, but it's like 20 cents so far. It's not much, but it's something. But every single platform is a little bit different. And TikTok is my main one because I got 600,000 followers over there.
Okay,
And
nice.
honestly, when it comes down to it, he would rather have a strong community than money. So we want to build the community and build the relationship and the followers, where you name them wellness warriors,
Yeah.
Mm,
because wellness means something different to every single person, because every single person is in a different stage of
their
their
wellness,
wellness or doing something different. Maybe they're working on financial wellness or
friendships.
social
Yeah.
wellness, or there's so much more than just physical when it comes to overall health.
Yeah. No, and I definitely get it. I didn't want to like insinuate like, oh, because I know you said you never did it for the money anyway. I was just
Right.
asking like, has it been successful enough that like it can help you like with your life? But I definitely agree with like the community thing, and like that's where like I feel like all entertainment is moving, and maybe even like you being friendly and talking back to the people boosted it even more, because that's what people like to see. Once they see like this is a real person, I could talk to them, like he's tangible, like people tend to like gravitate towards that more, way more.
Hmm.
Even with
People can tell when you're being real or fake. You don't even have to know them. You never even have to meet them once in your life, and you can tell that they're being fake.
yeah,
And with him, he's 100% real. And a lot of people like the fact that he shows the negative about it too.
yeah,
And I tell people when I'm struggling, I tell people when I'm having a good day, bad day, or if this has been a hard workout, or, I only did 30-minute workout today because my body just wouldn't let me do an hour and a half. I literally tell people like everything that's going on.
yeah, that's dope. Hell yeah. And not to even say it like that, like even like since it's like a whole day, one little 3 minute, you could do like 20 clips in an hour, and it's like I just walk this way for you get out, and it's like it's little steps, but like everything counts, and it's like it's a story on its own, like and it's engagement on its own, because like you walking down the block may be like nothing to somebody, but like that's part of like let's say just like your daily routine. But that could be like, oh, I could walk down the block too. But
Hmm.
uh, yeah, so I see how like I see how it's like super motivated.
It's about the mindset too. Like, I can only walk 5 steps. Or
God, I hate. Sorry, I hate when people tell me like I only lost 2 pounds this week. Only,
2 pounds in a week is
yeah.
amazing.
Hmm.
Like, fix your mindset about it. Like, what is your why, and do it for your why. And um working out should not be a punishment. Don't think of it like that. I get to work out.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people they just be down on themselves nowadays, but you got to keep that positive mind state, because that's what's gonna help you get move forward and push you along the journey.
I know a lot of people want that instant gratification of I started working out today. Tomorrow I'm going to lose 8 pounds because I worked out for so long, but it's going to be, you lost zero point 0.1 pounds today. It just,
You
it's,
didn't gain 100 pounds overnight. You ain't gonna lose it overnight either.
And but that's also why like pages like yours are so important, because it shows that process to the kids nowadays. Like it's not overnight. You're gonna see that I lost 1 pound today, and I may not lose a pound, I may gain two, but that you're gonna see the process until I'm at a better place. And you saw the beginning, and you see where I'm at now.
I
Yeah.
know what the really cool thing is that we just recently started reconnecting with my doctors here in Washington because we moved from Washington to Montana and we just moved back to Washington.
Yeah.
And one of the doctor visits that we just went to, he's like, "Oh, I see your weight is 500 and da da da," and we're like, "No, it's this amount." Like you're like you're over 100 pounds off. Like I'm like, did I really lose 100 pounds this last year? And I'm like, we did. Like, like
Yeah.
I always felt like this whole year was like I'm in a stall, but then like the doctor's like, yeah, last year we marked you at 500 and whatever pounds.
Yeah, yeah, word. But that's dope,
So
bro.
yeah, it feels good to that there was a lot of progress that I just didn't even see until that doctor's like, yeah, we seen that you've
Yeah,
been
because
working hard.
because you're in the mode, so it's like it gets hard to see it.
Hmm.
You look at yourself in the mirror every day, you can't see the changes. And we're with each other every day, you can't see the change, but come back next month, we're gonna look different.
Yeah, and it happens vice versa too, because it's like I didn't notice that I gained that much weight when I was like
Yeah.
gaining the weight also, until like it wasn't until I did the maternity shoot with my girl, and I was like, yo, I don't look pregnant, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Did my dryer shrink my clothes? What's going on? Yeah.
My
Yeah,
refrigerator.
but but
Funny.
so gonna wrap it up now. Any final like messages you want to leave the people or anything like that? Any stories,
mm, not that I could think of.
motivational words? Just keep
Um,
Non-scale victories are just as important as scale victories.
I like that.
Yeah. I know that one of the things that I always tell people is do what you can do until you could do what you want to do. If you could only do 5 steps, 10 steps, if you could only walk to the end of your block, do that until you could do the 5K that you want to do, until you could do, walk around the mall or walk around Walmart or walk around somewhere. Like just progressively build up to what you want to do. So do what you can do until you can do what you want to do.
Nice. That's dope. That's good advice. Well, let the people know where they can find you again, Bill.
If you type in Native Saiyan on any platform, you'd find me. NativeSaiyan, and it'd be this face right here.
Mhm. Word. But yo, just like that, guys, it's been a great episode. Thank you again, Bill, and your lovely wife for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you telling your story, and it's motivating, man. And keep going, man. I want you to know, like, you guys are doing a great job, and I commend y'all both on your journey. And but just like that, guys, it's been a great episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All of Bill's links will be down in the description. Go check him out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that. And just like that, though, we out of here. Peace out.